When the clients came to see us, they asked us to redo the ensuite and the master bathroom. The clients actually are in the music world, and they spend close to 2 weeks in the month out of the city. And the 2 weeks that they spend out are actually in high-end hotels all throughout the world. So they do know of great places, they know how space works and how fabulous a hotel room high-end can be. They wanted a space that reflected that feeling. In linking the bedroom to the ensuite, we wanted to create this long wall where there's the cabinetries that have the high cabinets and long counters with different levels, so at least there's rhythm on the wall, but it feels very long and all the way to the end of the bathroom. And obviously you have the tub at the end, and you have the shower, but also having the different materials, how they work. Some of them are more lacquered, give more shine, others are more flat, and also having the custom faucets in the gold finish. We wanted a bit of matte, but at the same time a bit of shine, so creating that tension between all of these materials and colors makes the space more interesting. For the bedroom, what we wanted to create was instead of having a large square and having just built-ins and peripheral, what we wanted to make sure is that the room felt like there was a lot of layers. So in keeping in that, we created a center wall where we've placed the bed. The room goes around the bed, and the cabinetry and the whole dressing area is actually hidden in some parts behind the wall, and some parts are in the room. Again, because of trying to create that contemporary hammam feeling, what we wanted to make sure is that it felt very cozy and subtle in terms of materials, just like the wallpaper has a bit of texture but not too much. Same thing as the bedding being very subtle, but you want to bring in a bit of details. Like the pillows, more of the Moorish patterns, and having the eye-cats on the floor as the carpets. Different materials and patterns, but subtle. If you're going to make a space and it becomes too neutral, you want to liven it up and have a bit of pattern in it. The last layer in a space is always the art that is so important, and this is a space that is a nighttime space. There's no windows, and in choosing the art pieces feel very nighttime also, and they actually have a very nice depth. So all pieces of art in the room actually create more deepness into the space. One of the challenges that we had also was to make sure that the materials spoke to each other. There's stone, there's brick, there's marble, there's porcelain floors, and there's hardwood floors. Many different materials that you need to work with, and obviously they all connect to each other. But the challenge to us was to either leave the brick wall intact or to paint it out. But again, being an historical building, what we wanted to create is to make sure that there was a link to the story of the building. So we'd rather keep it as is and create layers on top, like having the lights put directly on top of the brick, creating the tension between the old and the new again, having the same thing between the stones from the bedroom with new lacquer built-ins that have the same height, same feeling, but they speak to each other but in a different way. Again, that tension between the very contemporary and the old building. They had a powder room that was not functioning so well in the other area of the loft, and they asked us to create somewhat of a more interesting and busier space. They wanted a hit of something, so we picked a marble that's really strong in colors and striés, so it really creates a long line because it's a narrow space, and creating the wallpaper in colors and boldness. And even having the accessories like the vanity that's lacquered green, and having the black sink and black toilet, really shiny. And it is fashion now, and a powder room can change in time. One of the things that's really great about what we do, when clients are so inspired and they love to do design becomes even much more interesting for all of us, because they always want to go one step further. And it just gives us even much more creativity to go 1 mile further down the road.